Hello and welcome to GrossiMath.com, where math is for everyone. Today we'll be solving question 3 from the 2017 Algebra 1 STAAR by hand. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing I do is look at the question. It's very straightforward. It says, which graph best represents the solution set for this inequality? Well, a solution set is basically the graph of an inequality. It's this colored in area, and it's also this line right here. We need to check both the colored area and the line to see if it is part of the solution set. Okay, so there's a really easy way to do this problem, and that is to just take a look at the equation. And do the algebra. And why do I want to do the algebra? Well, because I would like to get my equation to look like slope-intercept form. Because if I can do that, I can use the slope to check the inequality, and I can also use the y-intercept to check the inequality and make sure that the border line is correct. And I can also use the inequality symbol to figure out if it should be colored in on the top or on the bottom. So let's do that. Okay, so the first thing I know is that in y equals mx plus b, I don't really have any parentheses. So I've got to get rid of those parentheses. So I'm just going to take number 1/7 and I'm going to distribute it. So negative 1/7 x plus, or actually, I shouldn't say plus, this is negative and this is positive, so that made a negative 1/7 and x. This is negative and this is positive, so that makes a negative. And 1 times 5 is 5, and the 7 just stays on the bottom. Okay, so now here I have my inequality without parentheses. So all I had to do was distribute that. Okay, now what we're going to do is take the y, and we're going to move. We need to move because let me just say why I'm doing this. Y equals mx plus b. The y is all by itself on the left, right? So I need to have I need a number times x and then combining with another number. And that's not what I have here yet. I have here, looks pretty good on this side, but this 4 is just kind of hanging out. He needs to go over to that side. And that's allowed, but if you cross the equal sign or the inequality sign, you just have to change the symbol. So the left side is still okay with just the y. Then I'm going to put negative 1/7 x minus 5/7, and this is going to be minus 4. Now here I can combine like terms, because these both have no x value attached to the term. So negative 5/7 minus 4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this 4 and I'm going to give it an equivalent fraction. So I have over there 4/1, and I want it to equal out to be something over 7. Well, here, because I need a 7 on the bottom, right? In order to add and subtract fractions, what I would need is a 7 on the bottom. So I have to put 4/1 and change it so it has a 7 on the bottom. So here, I times by 7 on the bottom to make that 7. So I times by 7. Now up here, I also need to times by 7 to get the correct answer on the top. You might remember that from middle school or 6th grade or something like that, or maybe even elementary school. 4 times 7 makes 28. Okay, so 4/1 is the same thing as 28/7. That's not too hard to understand. 28 divided by 7 is actually 4. So here, and I'll even write it with the blue so that you can see what I changed, 28/7. Okay. And now I just need to simplify. Y less than or equal to negative 1/7x. Okay, well, I can see that this is negative and this is negative. So my final answer is definitely going to be negative. I can see that the denominator is definitely going to be 7. And 5 minus 28, or I'm sorry, negative 5 minus 28 would be negative. I already put the negative sign. So that would be 33. Okay. So there we go. All right, so now I have my equation here. And what I'll even do, well, let's just progress with what we have. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is look at my inequality. My inequality says less than or equal to. Less than or equal to means the graph has to be colored below the line, because that would be less than. Less than is below the line. Okay, this one is clearly colored in above the line. Okay, so I can X that one out. This one is colored in below the line, so let's leave it alone. This one is colored in, so this one's below the line, you can see, so we'll leave it alone. This one's above the line. Okay, so D is out, and this one's below the line. Okay, so we were able to eliminate 2 answer choices already just by using this. Remember, less than or equal to means below the line. That would be less than. Now, what does the equal sign mean? Well, the little equal sign means that it's going to be a solid line. It's going to be a solid line. So this little equal sign right here actually means that the line should not be broken. So here I have a broken line. Well, this one we already eliminated, but here I have a broken line. Okay, well, the line cannot be broken. When it has an equal sign, that line should be solid. So we're going to take out choice B. And oh, look at that. It has an equal sign, so the line is solid. It says less than, so it's colored underneath. And therefore, I know that choice C must be correct because I eliminated A, B, and D. But what if I had one that was solid and colored underneath as well here? Like, what if this one had been solid? Okay, so now stick with me here because this is important. This might be in other problems. So just to help you understand what's going on here, what if this problem had a solid line? What if it did? Okay, so that's all I'm trying to say. What if we had a different problem in front of us and this one was solid, colored underneath, this one was solid, colored underneath? Well, now I could use my slope-intercept form to do the rest of the problem. Look, this should have been a negative slope. So here's my slope right here. Here's my slope right here in the pink highlighting. And that should be negative. Well, negative slope goes down from left to right. So again, I have another way to eliminate. Okay, so look, that one's going up from left to right, and this one's going down from left to right. So again, we can confirm that C is the correct answer. And what if they had both been negative slopes? Okay, so obviously that one's not so easy for me to draw up here. But what if I needed to check the final piece? Well, if I needed to, I could also check the y-intercept. The y-intercept is negative 33 over 7. Well, negative 33 over 7 is approximately, let's see, 4 times 7 is 28, right? And 5 times 7. So 4 times 7 is 28. So it's somewhere between 28 and 5 times 7 is 35. Right? So let's see, I'm 28. What am I saying? 4 times 7 would have made 28. And 5 times 7 would make 35. So this fraction falls somewhere in between 4 and 5, or actually negative 4 and negative 5 because of the negative sign right there. So this fraction right here, negative 33 over 7, if I do 33 divided by 7, I don't have to do all the arithmetic for it. I just know that 4 times 27 would have made 28. And 5 times 27 would have made 35. So guess what? 33 is right in the middle of there. Right? So therefore, the answer also has to be right in the middle of there, negative 4 and negative 5. So I'm going to look on my graph here for a y-intercept between negative 4 and negative 5. Well, right here, I can see that the y-intercept is actually right between negative 4 and negative 5. Okay, so there you go. I was able to check it by the inequality, I was able to check it by the slope, and I was able to check it by the y-intercept. All right, and that is exactly how you can solve this and pretty much any inequality problem. The only thing that did not occur in this problem was flipping the inequality, and I'm sure that will be covered in some other video. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course to click the bell icon, and to visit the website where math is for everyone, www.grossimath.com. Have a great day, guys.